Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed, baby. Now, a little news in boxing. Let it go about a couple of days. Ain't said nothing about boxing, right? It's a couple of stories going on in the world of boxing. Not many, but a couple, things. But one is the biggest news is Canelo Alvarez gonna fight on his Mexican holiday in May against Billy Joe Saunders, right? Hey, that's the guy that Canelo said a couple of years ago, not too long ago, just 2 years ago when he beat David Lemieux. He told him, he said, hey, you're a runner. I'm not fighting him because he's a runner. I don't like his style. So now it works. So, for me, Canelo facing Billy Joe Saunders is pretty disgusting. I have a whole lot of reasons why people who come in, understand that. Now, speaking of people coming in, we finally reached 6 subscribers, right? And that's cool. We six. You know what I'm saying? It's good. Thank everybody for coming in. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do this. It don't matter if it's 3, but we up to 6. That's good. You know what I mean? We to spread the word. You ain't got to tell people to subscribe. I mean, spread the truth. That's what I mean. All the other stuff is not important. You won't be liking and subscribing. If you don't, then you don't. But if you do, thank you. And everybody who comes in and leaves, messages, good or bad, comments, whatever, he's still coming in. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the time to answer much, especially to those who never say anything positive, like ever. You know what I'm saying? It would be a waste of time to even try to go there. If I see someone who is, capable of, you know, being objective on both sides of things and, being able to say something, then their opinion will matter more. But I understand where we are here. Some people just boom, I'm not with that person or that theme ever. So you waste the time to even try to go there. But thank y'all again. Now back to Canelo fighting Billy Joe Saunders. Why would I think that's disgusting? Most of you know yourself if you're in the boxing. Tell you something, the boxing world knows. The boxing world knows. The problem is they won't say anything about it. Just like they didn't say anything about the racist emails from Golden Boy to Ring Magazine, which is both affiliated with Canelo, right? They didn't say anything. Nowhere to be found. No official um, apology. Nothing. When Oscar De La Hoya went on TV, no one asked him about it. So what I have a problem with, especially with mainstream media and the things that we're supposed to believe, is they're supposed to be knowledgeable and they're knowledgeable all the way across the board, and then all of a sudden there's this huge drop off, like they don't know stuff, and that's when I know it's on purpose. Bottom line, because you can't just be so knowledgeable and then all of a sudden, boom, you don't know nothing, right? Like you just all of a sudden you're not knowledgeable. That's what I know what's happening. So a lot of that is going on, right? And this probably shouldn't be called Doma Sports Talk. It should be Just Us Sports Talk. Justice, because bottom line is that's pretty much what I'm most of the time talking about when I'm talking about boxing because it's so ridiculous. But anyway, Canelo fighting Billy Joe Saunders, right? One is we have to stop rewarding the dopers, the guys who have been doped. You know what I mean? He's fighting this guy. This guy comes off of doping, right? He missed a fight with a boy I'm gonna talk about in a minute, Demetrius Andrade. He missed that fight because he was doped. You understand? Comes back and fight 2 lackluster fights, very lackluster. One he looked really bad in, lost to somebody very, very extremely unknown, and barely won that fight. Now Canelo wants to fight him. Want to fight him after David Lemieux. That's one point. Another point is this man's from England, right? Now, if Canelo was maybe going to England to, I'm gonna beat you up over in England like he did to Roy Fielding, I think he went to England for that, right? He didn't. You're not gonna go beat Billy Joe Saunders up in England. You're gonna bring the Englishmen to Vegas, right? When we got all these Americans that you can fight, right? And formidable guys with titles that have been trying to fight you forever. Those guys. Um, that's not cool. Bottom line, you know what I'm saying? Bottom line, it's the kind of fight where, me personally, I'm not going to be watching, but I know that's just far fetched for other ones. But we just give these dopers other chances. Deontay Wilder just gave Tyson Fury coming off dope. Right? Coming back, gave him 50-50. No, not too many people talk about that. Just gave him a 50-50 deal coming off of cocaine and nandrolone. The doping. You know what I'm saying? So he gets an opportunity. Now he's the baddest one in boxing right now, right? Povetkin gets more fights than anybody. Everybody trying to fight Povetkin. Not even the dude who beat Povetkin, Michael Hunter. Just Povetkin. Just dope dudes. Dillian White don't have to show his B sample. But back in the mix, talking smack like nothing ever happened, right? And so that's what boxing is going to have to do. It's like all these guys that are here. Now let's just get to Billy Joe Saunders and Demetrius Andrade. They were supposed to fight, right? If they would have fought right now, and your boy Billy Joe Saunders would have beaten Demetrius Andrade, then I would have no problem with this fight with Canelo. But so the guy who's been at 154 calling out Canelo, wanting him the whole time, and couldn't get any fights, and then they stripped him because he just couldn't get any fights. You don't have any interviews about Demetrius Andrade not wanting to fight anybody, now do you? Couldn't get any fights, had some issues, got stripped of the belt. Liam Smith gets the belt. Then Canelo fights him for the exact same belt that he would not fight Demetrius Andrade for. Then move up to 160, and it's the exact same thing. On last Mexican holiday in September, he could have fought Demetrius Andrade for undisputed. Guys, one middleweight champion. The biggest fight in middleweight for the longest. One champion. He could have fought Demetrius Andrade. Nobody in all of boxing, all these people who know what they talk about, all these pundits that are on TV talking to you like they know what's up and they're being told not to say stuff. Like, who would miss an undisputed fight? How does the zone talk to him about all these other fighters and doesn't even mention, hey, we have both of you guys under contract here, and we can have an undisputed fight on your Mexican holiday. No one talks about it. That's when I'm done. At that point, I was done because I understood what that meant. Like, we're not going to even ask Canelo to fight Demetrius Andrade. He basically made it clear that he's not. So we're not going to mention Undisputed because if the world starts knowing about Undisputed, then they will hone in on the fact that he's just not going to fight this guy. Who doesn't want to get Undisputed with one single fight on your date? Right? That's just too blatant. Right? And right now, Billy Joe Saunders sounds good to everybody because he's undefeated. At least he sounds cool. He's undefeated. Right? But let's make sure he's an Englishman at that point. He was, and it should have been Demetrius Andrade, but he was doped. Andrade wasn't the whole time. Right? We're gonna bring him from England to Vegas, and that's gonna be cool. Right? And he's at 168 pounds. Canelo might not want to come down from 170 to 160, 175 to 160 pounds. He want to stop at 168. You know what I mean? So that's why Billy Joe Saunders or Callum Smith or Caleb Plant or something, right? But he was negotiating with Royota Murata. Royota Murata. Royota Murata. Hey, Royota Murata. Vamonos. Royota Murata. Remember that? He was negotiating with him. He's at 160 pounds. That's where Charlo and Andrade are. With belts, champions. One was his mandatory. You understand? Canelo gets a franchise belt. You understand? Like, so think about it. When somebody come to you with the franchise belt, you can be like, you can normally ask, like, well, so the franchise belt, well, who's had this before? What advantages do I have for wearing this belt? What advantages? What does it mean? Only you don't have to fight this particular mandatory. They mean nothing else. Hey man, so what you want me to wear y'all belt? So what does it do for me? That's what you're gonna ask as an athlete. You want me to wear your shoes? What it's gonna do for me? You gonna pay me or something? So the franchise belt, what does it do for Canelo? Like, why would I want to take a new belt that y'all just made up that does nothing for me except getting people like this fool on YouTube somewhere talking about franchise belt worth nothing? It's worth no other fighters want it. You know how many people have said no to the franchise belt because it means nothing at all except you don't have to fight this hard mandatory. Why would you want that belt? Because I ain't fighting Charlo. I ain't fighting Andrade neither. Right? So those are the things. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that bother me why this is basically disgusting for me. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. Whatever. I don't care who else doesn't feel that way. And you guys understand that here. Right? Let me tell you something. While all this is going on, in the boxing community, right? Everybody that's on TV acting like they don't know what's going on is going to be talking about Billy Joe Saunders. They understand what Demetrius Andrade means. The Zone understands that. All his ESPNs and the Fox News, Fox, with all those debating shows and all those people coming on talking Terry Atlas and them and everybody that's talking boxing like they know it, how do you miss Undisputed? You don't. And if they're not talking about it, they're doing it on purpose. But one thing is clear: the legacy of Demetrius Andrade, the legend of Demetrius Andrade, is growing amongst those who understand what's going on because it's extremely blatant, right? We're going to take the guy who was supposed to fight Demetrius Andrade and he got doped. The one who was not doped and calling you out forever, we don't even mention. In all the articles you've been reading the last 6 months, what names were? Ryota Murata, Caleb Plant, Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, stuff like that. And the guys in his division with belts that will give him undisputed won't get mentioned, are not invited to this so-called party. But people change the damn party. Make your own party because you never are going to get invited. A Demetrius Andrade or a Charlo aren't going to be more significant than they are right now, undefeated with two division champions. You know what I'm saying? So you guys enjoy that on May 2nd. That's an off day for me, but that's just me. And listen, get them thumbs and get ready to do them like this. And I don't give a damn because the truth is the truth. And I think everybody should be on it right now. We shouldn't be talking about, hey, Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders and getting hyped about that, even though the fight itself is not bad. But due to the circumstances surrounding how this happened, it's time to hone in and it's time to ignore. Period. Done with sports talk worldwide. And I'm about here, y'all.